I don't issue warnings, I serve receipts. My name is Nora Keene, 32, contractor, Boston. I built my company with calloused palms and coffee that tasted like grit. For years, my family treated me like a subscription. Auto-renew, no gratitude. They called it love. The bank called it transfers. The hook wasn't the conference room's shine, it was the sentence that cut through it. Everything goes to Blake. That was my brother's name, on every deed, account, and policy my parents owned. My name wasn't ink, it was eraser dust. I didn't cry, I made a note. I grew up in a quiet suburb. On postcards, we were wholesome. At the table, attention tilted toward Blake and stayed. I was the checklist. Grades, chores, reliability. He was the headline, charm, mess, reprise. When I graduated valedictorian, we took 2 photos and split a lukewarm dessert. 2 weeks later, Blake won regionals and the backyard detonated. Cousins, fireworks, a console, wrapped like royalty. It wasn't the money, it was the enthusiasm. College widened the gap. My scholarship covered almost enough. I opened shop at dawn, shelved books at dusk, and swung hammers on weekends until blisters sang. Blake drifted through a private campus with average grades and premium funding. He isn't as independent as you, my father said, turning my strength into a key that locked my door. Keene Contracting started in a sublease above a bait shop. I slept on a rolled mattress behind filing cabinets. 80-hour weeks blurred into ladders and invoices. Every dollar went to crew, insurance, one truck. Sunday dinners staged Blake's next venture like a commercial. My news washed away with the dishes. Hope is credit with interest, unless you change the terms yourself. The conference room smelled like polished wood. My parents sat too upright. Blake admired his watch like a mirror. The attorney, Mr. Lowell, squared his pages. Nora, he said, your parents have revised their estate. The house, accounts, policies, everything passes to Blake. For me, a cookbook and a shoebox of baseball cards. Air thinned. My father offered benevolent logic. You're stable, he said. My mother's smile was sugar on a bruise. You've always taken care of yourself. Strength was rebranded as disqualification. Mr. Lowell read, Property $650, investments $180, insurance $300. Then the quiet grenade, a new mortgage of $275, payment $2,800. The exact number I'd been wiring each month. You borrowed against a paid-off house to fund him, I said. My mother brightened like a ribbon cutting. An upscale sports bar, fantastic location. Blake rolled his eyes. It's not like you need their money. I stood, slid on my jacket, and ended the meeting with a nod. My phone bloomed with messages. Dad, call immediately. Mom, bank error, please fix before 5. Blake, nothing. Entitlement prefers silence. Back at the office, I opened my laptop and shut the pipeline. Transfers canceled. Then I built a ledger from memory and receipts. Tuition spot fills, Dad's surgery, the roof, the plumbing, the emergency envelopes. Totals climbed into a metal spine. I called Marianne, my advisor, and ring-fenced the accounts. I called Priya, an attorney friend. Document everything, she said. Keep records off-site. The backlash arrived on cue. Teary drop-ins at job sites, cousin texts humming with half-truths. I kept my script simple. Leave my workplace or I call security. I printed the ledger, had it notarized, and mailed copies to the relatives who trade in whispers. Sunlight is a blowtorch. I let it burn. 2 payments missed and the bank's letters lost their polite tone. Blake's bar ran on empty nights and excuses. When they came to my job site with tears, I didn't negotiate. Leave or I call security. They left. Shocked, the door finally swung my way. I mailed the notarized ledger to the aunt who curated gossip. She posted truth in group chats I ignored. Without shadows, the script shriveled. Calls slowed. Then a white envelope arrived in my father's rigid hand. We asked too much and gave too little, his letter began. No invoice followed. They sold the house, cleared the debt, downsized to a condo with morning light. My mother took a school office job. My father consulted part-time and practiced hearing no. Blake worked nights at a warehouse and, for once, kept it. Forgiveness didn't kick the door in, it knocked, patient. I answered slowly. Coffee with Dad became weekly. My mother learned to ask, not assume. Blake handed me receipts and a quiet apology in a parking lot. I believed the paper first, then the man holding it. Work steadied. Keen Contracting added a second crew. I kept the ledger in a drawer, not as a weapon but a history. Strength was no longer punishment, it was policy. Love wasn't a balance sheet. It was a choice I controlled. I slept, finally, without alarms or dread. I chose to help again only when I wanted to, a modest gift for their deposit, nothing automatic. Boundaries stayed visible, anchored in steel. The reckoning wasn't vengeance, it was restoration, of them and of me.